Hello, and welcome to IT Specialist Simulator. My name is Quad, and I am not an IT specialist. In fact, I have zero schooling for IT as well as zero work experience in the IT department. The only IT stuff that I know is based off of my personal experience on my personal computer and just my personal troubleshootings. So be prepared, be warned, and let's get into this thing. We're going to start a brand new game today. This is also in very much early access, so be warned about that as well. I believe it is being developed by a small team of actual IT specialists. I am going to be starting with the tutorial. There are 3 modes. Easy, which if you have zero IT experience, I recommend starting with that. There is medium, and then there is also hard. Now this game is pretty brutal, bro. It's an actual simulator, so don't be fooled by the aesthetics. So let's just create a brand new game. Let's jump into this thing. It is also worth noting that, yeah, it's early access. There's probably bugs in it. So do be warned before you decide to go out and purchase it. There is a demo on the game if you want to test it out and kind of play around with it yourself. But let's wake up. Let's go through this tutorial. The little first bit here is real easy. It's just kind of look left, right, WASD, crouch, stand back up. Here's our PC. This is not where we're going to be working, by the way. You go left, go right, Control R to pop this thing up. Then we're going to type in ncpa.dpl, hit enter. Here's our network storage device. We're going to come in, right click, go to properties. We're going to the 4 protocol thing, right? We could fill all this in right here if we want to get through it a little bit faster. We're just going to get it automatically. It still works. So let's close all this. Let's go through the rest of this. We got to go to job early, which is like indeed.com. We're just going to apply for one, get it out the way. And then it wants me to play voxel craft. So we're just going to come in here. We're going to do a little bit of digging. It's basically Terraria. And it's not very fleshed out, by the way. I think all you can do is dig. I haven't been able to actually do any building. So either way, it's going to tell us to quit. And then we need to run to the living room and watch the TV a bit. So we're just going to come in here, look at the TV, press E, turn it on with P. We're going to switch to the channels. There's a Steam page. There's the YouTube page. There is the LinkedIn page. Once that's done, we're just going to leave it on. We're going to go back to the computer, go back to Jobberly, and then this is where we're going to actually apply for our IT job right here. We're going to be working for a company called Storage in Katowice. I don't know how you pronounce that, but either way, let's apply. And here we are. So yeah, we're working the afternoon shift, basically after everybody has gone home. That is your first day on the job. Let's press enter. What's it going to have us do? First thing that we're going to do is look at the map. Here is the map. You press M, and this is the map that you're going to be using to basically figure out where people are sitting. We have a couple different areas. There's the warehouse where we have people sitting at computers. You can see who's working there by hovering over the green spots. It wants me to find the locker. It's over there. We're going to hover it. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's go run to the locker at the end of each day. You do have an inventory. Whatever's in your inventory, you do need to drop it off at your locker. Otherwise, it will disappear. So let's pop out of here. Close the locker. We don't need anything from there. Now we're going to head to our actual workspace, which is the IT room back here. We have a couple rooms. We got an HR room. We have a utility room. There's nothing in here really. Yeah, not too much. That's where the janitor works. A kitchen. And then an office with computers. So we're basically going to be troubleshooting all these computers, the HR computers, as well as the warehouse computers. But let's go into the IT room. I'm going to quickly grab this flash drive. I'm going to get ahead of the game a bit here. We're going to look at the back of the computer. I'm going to hit my USB 2. We're going to plug in that USB drive, stand back up. Let's power up the computer. A lot of this stuff up top is telling us that, well, right now it wants me to open up my tablet, but we're just going to sign in real quick. Boom, there we go. Because as soon as you sign in, you turn on, what was it? The server services. Yeah, they're all started. So we want to sign in immediately, but let's hit T for our tablet. We do need to connect to the old Wi-Fi here as we are not connected quite yet. But here is the PTS local. It tells you what to do at the very top here. We're going to select PEEP. We're going to select the whatever that is. We're going to type in the user, which is user. The password is QWERTY123. Now we're going to hit the advanced thing here, and then we actually need to type in the company's website, which is up here, HTTPS. It's a secured website, storage.wiki.lan/wpad.dat. .dat. There we go. And then we're just gonna hit connect. And yeah, this is like a real simulation, bro. Like if you get stuck in this game, you could actually just do a Google search for like real life troubleshooting, and it usually works. Anyways, let's come up to the computer with E. Yeah, we need to go to the wiki storage. I'm just gonna follow through the tutorial. Here's the different apps we got. We got a browser, the control panel, PowerShell, the command box terminal thing, application store, event log, the run command, and settings. We're going to go to browser. We're going to go to wiki storage. The page cannot be found because we need to open up our VPN. So we're going to double click the VPN over here. We're going to hit connect. We're going to pop out. We're going to pull out the old tablet, go to the authenticator app. What number's on there? 99. So we're going to type in 99, hit yes. There we go. We can close the tablet. Let's come back into the computer. And once this is connected, we can now go to, well, the wiki storage web site here. Now, this is a very important site. First thing you want to do is go to procedures, and we're going to download every single one of these because we are going to need them later. So I just like to pre-download everything right away. What's really cool about this game is all of the training materials, all of the tutorial stuff, it's kind of fragmented all around the computer here. Like, for instance, the stuff that we just downloaded came from the wiki website. It's all down here. First thing I need to do though is install a PDF reader. So we're going to go to the App Store. We're going to go to PDF. We're going to install this thing so we could actually look at our PDFs, our training modules. But let's hit E. Let's finish this. We're going to open up the tablet. This little button down here takes you back home. Okay, we're done here. It wants us to go back. I do have the PDF reader installed. So if we come back here now, check it out. This first PDF is our passwords. So we can see all the passwords for all the things that we need, but there's a lot of other PDFs down here. So like how to make a bootable pen drive. And then like this one here, how to connect to a Wi-Fi, other ones like network standards. So we could like look on here and see network standards for our company, the warehouse switches, office, all of the things, the subnets. Who knows what those mean? I don't. So on and so forth. So anyways, let's continue. Oh, look, it wants me to go back to the wiki. So we're going to come back over here and it wants me to re-download it. No, it doesn't. Does it? Yeah, it does. Let me just download it again. Okay, I kind of skipped ahead. It wants me to create a shortcut for the PDF reader. So we're going to come over here. We're going to click and create that shortcut. Okay, I'm all caught up on the tutorial. So what's really cool about this game is like all of this stuff here, this is a lot of training material, but they kind of fragmented all over the place, which is very similar to how real companies do it, because another spot you could come to is the forum help over here. And there is a lot of things to learn within these forums, the tutorials, the networks, there's a bug panel as well as a problem panel. So pretty much every problem you come across in the game, you can find it usually in between those two places, the forum help as well as the wiki site. But that's not the only place that you can find information on how to do things. Emails also will sometimes have PDF files in them that you need to download in order to, well, figure out how to do something. And then if you hit the escape button here, this is where it's going to show us the actual tasks of things that we need to do. And they do categorize them between like critical, high, medium, low, and service requests. In fact, the first person here, Mr. Pet Mollister, he just wants his wallpapers orange and his taskbar orange. Then you can also click this little yellow light bulb in the top right corner. This will give you extra tips. I should also mention, because of the game being so difficult, with one of the recent updates, the developer did say they had a few of them that's like really filled out like step-by-step instructions on how to complete some of this stuff. A lot of them right now are just going to be kind of vague. And then I think if you go to like medium or hard, these instructions or tips are going to be even more vague. Regardless, the tutorial does want me to go find Mr. Pet. He is in the office, so let's pop out and let's head over there real quick. So the office is just right over here. We're going to hit M to figure out where he is sitting, and he is going to be the second computer on the left. So let's come over here. Let's sit down. Let's turn it on. And then I believe he said all he wanted was orange wallpaper and orange taskbar. So we're going to sign in. And then once we're signed in, we're going to go to the control panel. I'm going to go to, that's not where I wanted actually. We're going to go to settings, and then over here on personalize, We're going to switch it to the orange background, and then I'm going to give them an orange banner. I'm going to hit escape, make sure I got it. I do. They're both green. We're going to hit mark as done. I'm going to close all this out. I'm going to shut down his PC, and we're going to head back over to the damn computer. We're going to go back to my computer. And now we want to open up the browser and check it out. We could type in this IP address up here in the search field to navigate to this address from the homepage, but it's already typed in. All we have to do is click it right here. The password for this is just going to be admin. I only know that because I remember it, but if I didn't remember it, you would just come into your downloads folder, go to the passwords, and we can see right here that the password for the switch/router/AP is admin. And I would say one of the biggest takeaways I have from this game right now is just take your time and read all this tutorial stuff. But we're going to crouch and we're going to look under the computer and check it out. We could actually see our Ethernet cables. I just unplugged it, so I don't have any internet. I'm going to plug it back in because I probably shouldn't have done that, but okay. And now it wants me to crouch to the back side of the computer. We already did that. I already have the pen drive in there, so I'm going to leave it in there. Damn it. See, I already got ahead of the game, bro. I already picked it up. Let me go ahead and pull it out. Okay, we're going to put it back in because I need to finish doing what I was going to do on that. Okay, now we got to go back over here to the computer, and now we can see the thumb drive in here. We could rename it. I'm going to call it an OS install. Okay, now it wants us to look at the actual server rack. So let's come around. Let's go ahead and hit E. Let's climb up this ladder. You're going to see all these little blue cables and different cables around this patch cables, and you can pick them up and we can use them to hook computers up. But as we can see here, you can also change connections between devices and the switch. There should be order in the company. I hope you'll keep it. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, another ticket just come in. So let's jump off of this thing. Let's go back to our mail. And then I would recommend one of the first things that you should do in this game if you decide to pick it up for yourself, it's to go to your mailbox. We're going to come down here to settings. We're going to go to notifications, and I'm going to turn off general notifications as well as job offer notifications. And I am going to only keep the important and tasks selected. Otherwise, you will get bombarded with a bunch of notification sounds. And honestly, this is not an easy game, and it can get quite frustrating and, well, overwhelming, honestly, with all those dings coming in, right? Because half the messages are not important, especially the job offer ones. They can screw off. Anyway, let's come over to tasks. We have two new tasks over here. We can see them with the red dots. We're going to click this one. As per new security policy, the password on the router must be changed. The old one is too short and insecure. Okay, Jack. Let's go back to tasks. We have two more. Hi, please update the DHCP configuration on the access switch. Set the pool to range. The current range is exhausted. Okay, and it looks like we got two more. Hold on. This guy just wants his wallpaper to be green. And then Elizabeth up here, she went on some strange website today, and she tried to play a game her friend sent her, and she got a virus, so we're gonna have to check her out. But now that we have clicked all of those and there's no longer any red dots on them, if you hit escape, we can see over here that they are all in our task tracker over here, and we have 3 that are in high demand or importancy, right? So let's go and start with the first one. Change the password for the admin. Yeah, we could do that. Let's go to our browser. So we have these two. They both look like routers. I don't know if one is a different thing, but if you click on it, this one says it's a switch. This one, it doesn't really say. I think this is the actual router. So we're going to come here. We're going to go to security. We're going to create a new password. The regular password was admin. I'm going to change it to admin123. And you do have to remember what the hell you changed it to. The developer did say that they're going to be creating a notes app for the game, but it says it was successfully changed. If we hit escape, it is now green. We're going to mark that puppy as done. The next one is to update the DHCP configuration on the access switch. So it has to be between the range of 154 and 235. So I think that one is going to be this one because it does say switch. This has got the same password. It's just admin. We're going to hit login. And then we're going to come over here to the left and hit DHCP. And then we can see the address pool right here. What was it? 154 through 235 and 235. We're going to hit change, escape. It is green. We're going to mark that puppy as done. Now we need to go find this virus person, right? It's Elizabeth Jones. She does work at the old warehouse. So let's pop out. I'm going to close this out. Boom. And close my emails. Oh, wait, I think I got a new email. Let's take a look at it. We got 2 new ones. Lillian here downloaded an app from the internet. Sounds like she disabled the firewall. Sounds easy enough. And then who else do we got? Oh, Noah over here. No internet to the printer. Okay. Let's hit escape. Are any of them more important than the one we're working on? Well, the internet one is here. It's in the office. And Lillian Brown's was in the office. Let's go take care of Elizabeth at the warehouse first, however. Now, it's worth mentioning, like I said, it's a pretty hardcore game, so you can't save like in the middle of the day. You can pause the game over here with the little pause button if you do need to step away for a minute or whatever, but you cannot save midway through the day. You have to wait until you complete the day before you can save, and they are pretty long days. We're gonna obviously have to go through the whole day on this episode, but let's find who we're looking for, which is Elizabeth Jones right here. First computer on my right. Let's hop in, let's turn it on. And what did she do again? She says check the notifications in the antivirus. Yeah, she got a virus from her friend. So we're gonna sign in. First thing we're gonna do is open up the virus protection. There was a email in mail. We're gonna run a smart scan first. Let this kind of go through. It takes a little bit of time, but not too much. And as you can see over here, though, we are picking up, it looks like a bunch of viruses. So we're going to close that puppy out. Over here, we're going to click the computer. We're going to remove those threats first and foremost. 69 worms, giggity, and then 43 Trojans. Okay, they were removed. It's verifying the remaining files, and it is done. Let's hit close. Let's hit this one. What does this say? We have detected concerning websites in your browser history. Recommendations: clear browsing data in your web browser. Scan the system to find suspicious files and applications. Remove any potential threats. So we're going to click this little button over here, open the website. We're going to clear that browsing data. So I think that's it. Let's go ahead and come back, and then I'm going to run a new scan. But that did clear everything technically over here, as we can see. So I could mark this as done. I'm going to wait until I'm fully finished before I do. And there we go. It's at 100%, and check it out. It's no longer orange. So we're going to go ahead and close that out. I'm going to go ahead and mark that puppy as done. Shut down the PC. We got a critical task. Check our emails. We could just pull up in our tablet over here. We're going to separate it by tasks. And let's tell you what we got. Elizabeth here. She's just thanking us for helping her. Well, that's nice of her. And then we also have a computer crash with the blue screen. Oh, yay. My favorite. Okay. Well, let's put that tablet away. Let's come back. Let's actually look at the task tracker. This one is in a critical state. It's from David Roses. He is in the office building. So let's go over there. Let's check it out. In fact, before we do, I'm going to kind of get myself prepped. I don't know. It is a blue screen. I don't think we're going to have to reinstall the OS, but I want to come back over here to the browser. We're going to go to Pixel Team Red. We're going to go to software, and I am going to download the OS over here. And it's going to be downloading an ISO file. And then while that's doing that, it does take a little bit of time. I'm going to go fire up David's computer. So where does David work? He works on this first one, I believe, if my memory serves correctly. Yeah, I've been playing this quite a bit on my own time. I put about 10 hours into it before I decided to make a video on it. I was actually going to wait a little bit longer to do another video. First thing we need to do is hit F8, bro. Okay, I made it. We're going to fire it up into safe mode. Hit escape. It says, yeah, start computer in safe mode. That's what we're doing. While that does that, let's go back over there and see if my ISO file finished. And it looks like it has. So I'm going to close out the web browser. We're going to open up Hamster over here. We are going to select the OS install thumb drive that I have. We are going to select the ISO that I just downloaded right here. I'm going to rename this thing, and I'm just going to call it the OS install as well. That's all we have to do. We're going to hit start. That's going to load up the thumb drive with the freaking OS, and boom, now that thing is done. Now you can verify that everything is on there by coming over here and looking at these files. In fact, if we go to downloads and we look at how to make a pen drive, if you scroll all the way through the instructions at the very bottom, it'll show you all the files that should be included, which is 2468 files, right? And if we come back in here to our thumb drive, there is 8 files. So it looks like everything was installed correctly. Let's hop out. Let's crouch down here and grab said thumb drive from our USB 2. And then we're going to take this with us. I don't think we're going to need it on this task, but I like to keep it on me just in case. So let's go ahead and sign in David. in safe mode. And now that we're signed in, well, we're probably going to want to look at the event log. So we're going to come over here. They're typically under system, and we can see here all of the critical errors. And we can see this line right here, a fatal error, driver not less or equal. So we could find this information by clicking, do you need help? Now I kind of screwed up. I should have done safe mode with internet access, but I didn't think about it. So I'm just going to run back over to my computer, and then I'm going to open up my event log. We're going to go to system. I'm going to click on one of these, and then there's this little blue do you need help button, and check it out. It actually pulls up the errors here. Which one did we have? Well, we had this one, driver blah 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 not less or equal. Issue with an incompatible drive. Oh, that seems easy enough, right? Caused by the virtual blah blah blah. Check your BIOS settings, especially the option related to VT-D. Don't know what that is. Make sure your computer supports it. Okay, I have no idea what that is. This is the first time I've ever had this task. So we are going to see what we can do to fix that, bro. We're gonna have to restart the computer. We're gonna have to go into the BIOS mode. So let's go ahead and, well, we could hit power here, or we could just hit P. I'm gonna hit P. Then I'm gonna push P again, right? Pushing P, pushing P. And then we're gonna hit F12 for BIOS. We're gonna come over. What did it tell me? I don't know. VP or VD or something like that. Yeah, see, this is where my inexperience comes in big time. So watch, we're gonna pop out real quick. We're not in safe mode. What did it want me to do in safe mode? Oh, damn it. I don't think I completed what I was supposed to, but if we hit the little light bulb up here, yeah, start the computer in safe mode. We already did that. We did look at the event manager, or the event viewer, I should say. We did find the error information. We did look up that error information, but to complete the task, we need to fix it so it runs in regular mode. So if you already know how to fix it, you can skip the booting into safe mode, right? Which I don't know how. So like if we come back over here, what does it say? To incompatibility driver caused by VT-D, the Intel virtualization for a directed IO. So all I'm going to do is look for anything that resembles virtualization. Like I said, I am not an IT guy, so as you can see, there's not a lot of different things we can change here. So I can only assume it's here in the advanced. So what I usually will do is just kind of come through and look at one by one and see if I see anything relating to any of those words. And actually what I was going to do, since it seemed to be a driver thing, I was going to actually look and see if the computer needed an update first, but oh, there's the VTD. Check it out. Okay, so we're going to hit enter. I'm assuming we just need to disable it. Let me read it one more time. An issue with the caused by the VTD. Yeah, I'm assuming we just need to disable it, so I'm going to disable it. VTD, it is disabled. I'm going to check the other ones just in case there's something else in here. Nothing in this one. Trusted computing. I don't see any of those words. I think that's going to be pretty much it. USB configuration, network stack configuration, AMP configuration, and onboard blah blah blahs. Yeah. I don't see anything else relating. So let's come over to exit. Let's exit and save changes. Did it fix? You know what? I'm going to just let it go through. Let's see if we still get a blue screen. And I did not get a blue screen, bro. I think I fixed it. Let's hit log in, and yeah, check it out. In fact, I am going to make sure he is up to date on everything. So I'm going to come over here and just check for updates. And then let's take a look at my task. Yeah, it's already all done. So it did not need any updates, by the way. So we're just going to close it. We're going to shut her down. Hop off. Let's complete this thing. Oh, I didn't repair it, bro. Oh, do I have to do it when I'm in? Hold on. Let me turn it back on. And before we turn off the computer, I'm just going to go ahead and mark it as done. There we go. Let's power it off and let's do our next task, which is a printer with no internet. We're in the office already, so let's just go over to the printer. It is right here. I mean, it has no internet, so we're going to go to network. We're going to click this one. Oh yeah, check it out, bro. The IP address is completely wrong. So 192.168, and what was the rest? 10.173. So we're going to just type in 10.173. The mask looks fine. The gateway does not look fine, but let's hit apply and then let me come out. It said it fixed it, so we're just going to mark it as done, and then I'm going to back it out and just leave it as is. We have a new high critical alert. I'm going to just run over to the computer. We're going to check out the tasks in the email. See what that's about. Let's close this. Let's close the event manager, or the event viewer rather, and let's go to task. We got 2 more. Can you turn on eye protection mode? The white screen color is very intense. Oh, it's for the RCP. That's going to be the clock in and clock out machine. I'll show you where that is in a second. And then here, incorrect IP address from another printer. Okay. So let's go ahead and come back out. Let's hit escape. The IP address is higher than the other ones. It is in the office as well. What are you talking about? So let's come over here. Let's hit network again. Let's go back to this and then let's hit escape. It says the suffix is supposed to be 173. Okay, so maybe they didn't like the 252. So let's type in 173, apply, and it's done. So market is done. Back it back out. And oh, we have another one. Hold on a second. Let me just pull out the old tablet. And what is it? I think I broke something with the network setting, she says. I'm wiser now, and I know that if I don't understand something, I shouldn't touch it. Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, let's close it. Let's hit it. And that is her task at the critical mark. She is a warehouse worker. So let's go over to the warehouse section, which of course is over here. Elizabeth, where does she work? Emma's over here and Elizabeth is right there. Let's see why she doesn't have internet. And our task is only to restore network connection here. So we are signed in. Let's come over here. Let's see what the heck's going on. Doesn't show much. So there's a couple different ways we could get to that. We've seen it in the tutorial by typing that one thing. You could also go to the control panel, just come up to network sharing. And yeah, she has no connection. So let's go ahead and right click that puppy. We're going to go to the version 4 protocol. All these other ones don't seem like they have anything. So if you ever have to do anything with the internet, it seems like it's just this one. And then check it out. Her IP address doesn't even exist. So how are we going to fix this? Well, this one's a little bit of a difficult one, but if we hit the light bulb, it should tell us. You can change the network settings in the network. Yep, we're already there. We need to change the IPv4 protocol. Yep, we're already there. And then we could find the information we need from the forum help. Okay. Well, let's take a look here. So she needs an IP address. It always starts with 192.168. I think it's going to be 10. And then this last number, I can't remember offhand, but I think it's like between 120 and 130. So I'm going to do like 124. Hit apply. I don't think that's going to fix it. We could also maybe get it with the automatic IP address. Otherwise, I need to go back to my computer and read the documents real quick. Yeah, it doesn't look like the automatic one's going to work. So, okay, fair enough. Let's go back over to our computer and we need to set up a network. So I think I already have that PDF. We're going to go to my downloads and network standards in the Katowice branch. So if we click this and then we come down, we are over at the warehouse. So it needs to be a 15.1 for the warehouse switch address. And then 15.x for the subnet. If we come down here for warehouse, it has to be, or wait, where the hell are we doing this at? Oh, it is the warehouse. Yeah. So the warehouse does have to be between 101 and 110. So I was way off. I think I was given the numbers for the damn office over there. So 192.168.15. Yeah, 15. Okay. So we're just going to run back over, right? Let's type that in. Now this one here, I believe is always 255.255.255.0. The IP address 192.168.15. I think it said 101 to 120, right? So let's just do like 105, I think. And then the default over here, I think this is going to be the 192.168.15.1 perhaps. Let's hit apply. It didn't work, bro. Maybe this isn't it, because it did tell me to go to the forum help. The thing that I'm looking at is actually in the wiki, so let me make sure I got all that correct first before I decide to skip it or whatever. 15.1, I think I got that right, and then 15 was the number between 101 and 110. What did I choose? I don't know, but it also can't be the same as somebody else's computer, so... How many computers we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 101 to 110, I think it said, right? I have it at 105. And then also another thing that we could do to kind of help ourselves, you could always boot up another computer to make sure it's kind of matching correctly. We're just going to go to the control panel, go to the network, going to go to the same place, right click, go to properties, go to the 4 thingy and check it out. So she is 104. Yeah, I do have it right. 192.6.15.1. Let's take a look. 15.1. She is what? 104. I'm doing 105. I guess I could try a different number, like 101. I think there's more to it than just this, honestly. Oh, I know where I screwed up, bro. Jesus. Look at this. What an idiot. Hold on. Why can't I get into this computer? No. Good, I broke it. I broke it. You know what? Let me close this. I already see the issue that I'm having. I am going to check this one, though, real quick. She's 101. My 105 should be fine, but I do see where I screwed up. Check it out. This is supposed to be a 15, not 100 and freaking whatever I put. 151. Let's apply. This should do it, maybe? Nah, it definitely didn't, but at least the number is now correct. Yeah, because I had 151 there. Anyways, I'm gonna have to go check out the old forum help, I think. Or I have the same freaking IP address as this one, 101. So let me switch it to 102. Yeah, this might be the issue. 102, hit apply. Okay, that's definitely not the issue, but I don't think we have a copying IP address yet. I'm gonna just double check these other ones real quick. You know what? This one is 102, so I don't want to use that. Let's just do 110 or 109 maybe, and then apply. Still not restoring connection. I might have to check the other ones. Yeah, it looks like the highest one is 106, so this number should be fine. 109. I'm gonna leave it as that. Oh, and I think I fixed it. Oh, it did come online, bro. Yeah, so that actually did fix it. It just took a minute for it to kind of reconnect. So let's go ahead and mark that as done. And then I'm gonna close everything out and shut off the computer, bro. And then I'm gonna shut off all these other computers real quick as well. So yeah, I will say it definitely has a fairly steep learning curve. Because like I said, so far I've been basically redoing all of this. But I had about 6 different test kind of saves going, and it took me about 10 hours to kind of catch the grasp of everything. So it's a pretty huge learning curve. But there's something extremely, extremely addicting about it. Like I kind of get a rush from playing this game. Anyways, what else do we got? We need to go find Lillian Brown and enable her firewall. I do know where she works. She's at the last computer back here. So let's fire it up. Let's go ahead and get logged in. And it said something about her firewall. So we just have to go into the control panel, come over here to firewall, hit enable, disable. And yeah, she had it turned off. She also wants notifications turned on. We hit escape. She's done, bro. We're going to mark it as done. Let's go ahead and power it down. And on to the next task. Request to enable eye protection. Oh yeah, on the ICP, or not the ICP, bro. The RCP. But yeah, here is the time clock. People clock in, they go to break, they exit. We don't actually use the time clock, but we do keep it running. If we hit the little button up there, you can see the IP and all that. We're going to close it. We're going to hit P over here to restart this thing. And then as it restarts, there's going to be this little gray bar that pops up at the top, and we just have to click it once it shows. And here it comes, boom. And then we're going to hit back here. We're going to hit network state. And then check it out. We can actually turn on that eye protection. I'm going to turn down the brightness just a smidge. And that should be pretty much everything we need to do. So I'm just going to hit restart over here. It's going to finish doing its thing. Pop back out, hit mark as done. And all I got left is one little service request. Before we start that though, let's go check the computer and see if any new tasks have came in, because I have not been paying attention to my notifications. So I'm back here at the internet and we do have a new one. Hello, the computer crashed. It went straight to blue screen. Oh, great. She did say earlier it was acting kind of laggy. She thinks it might be a driver issue, kind of like what we saw in the last one, I think. So where does she work? Nobody knows until we come out here. She is an office worker. So let's go in and see if we could get this fixed. I don't know where she sits, so we're gonna have to check the map. And she sits on the third one over here. So let's fire it up. We're gonna get the blue screen right away. Yep, there she is. And it looks like it's gonna be the same one as before. The driver not less or equal. So I don't actually need to fire it up into safe mode because we already did this job. So we're just going to wait. We're going to hit F12. We're going to come back over here. And which system was it in? Not this one. And it was in the system agent configuration. There is that VD. Let's go ahead and disable. And then let's go ahead and save changes and exit. And then it should just boot up, I hope. I don't know if those errors are always the same fixes or not, but it looks like it. So let's get her signed in. make sure everything boots properly. And it looks like it has. Let's hit escape and it's done. So let's go ahead and mark it as done. Let's power it down. Step away. I'm gonna go back to the computer, check our tasks, and see if we got any new ones that came in. And there were no new ones. So all I got left is one service request. And this person just wants a green wallpaper. Easy enough. They work in the warehouse. It's old Jacob. So we'll hop out. Let's run over to the warehouse section. Okay, so I don't know which workstation he works at, but it looks like it's the second one on the left here. So let's power it up. Let's sign him in. Okay, now that we're signed in, we're just going to come over to the settings, personalizations, and then he wants his wallpaper to be green. So I'm assuming this will be fine. Let's look. It will be fine. Let's mark it as done, close it out, and power it down. And check that out, bro. I'm actually done for the day. Well, there might still be some more critical tasks that will come in. I don't know exactly what time the shift ends. But yeah, there are no new tasks available, so... Okay, so what we could do is come over here to the exit, and if we stand here, it'll say down there at the bottom, you cannot leave work until 2140. So we have about 15 minutes before we could actually get out of here. So I'm gonna go back to my computer and just kind of see if anything else came in. Looks like nothing else came in. And to get myself ready for the day, I'm just going to get rid of my thumb drive by sticking it back into my computer instead of my locker, and it should just be fine right there. But yeah, there's a lot of things you could do, like at the terminal, it's one of these things, like you could do a ping. Let me see if I have all of this memorized right. Hit ping, bro. Is it gonna work? Yeah, looks like I was able to do it. Awesome. And then I don't know if there's anything else I should mention or not, to be honest with you. Other than, yeah, I'm having a great time with it. It's super addicting and it gives me this crazy rush. There are other apps that we could download. I haven't found a reason to do that yet. And in the browser, under Jobberly, sometimes new jobs will pop open. Like here at the avocado industry, they need a new IT guy. So I don't know if we actually would be able to like get a job with the avocado industry or not. It says we could visit. By clicking the button, you agree to processing of personal data for the purpose of applying for this position. Yeah, I haven't tried that yet because, yeah, I'm still kind of struggling. I've only gotten through a couple days. Anyway, it looks like we're done. It's just telling me to return any items in my inventory back to the locker. And if we hit I don't have anything in my inventory. So we're just going to come over here and walk out the gates. And that should be the end of the day. Check it out. It sure was. It gives you a little bit of a breakdown on how well you did for the day. And I freaking killed it, bro, for my first day, honestly. I struggled, though, my first several attempts. So check it out, though. I've completed 12 tasks. I'm pretty happy about that. Let's hit enter. And then, yeah, you just hit continue, and it's a new day. It's a new dollar, and you go through the whole process all over again. First thing that you want to do, though, in the beginning of the day is make sure you turn on your computer, because once you turn your computer on, it kind of like, I think it does something about the server for everybody else. So just keep that in mind. But that is going to be it for this one. I am not going to go through another day. So we're going to end it here. So if you're interested in the game yourself, the link to the game will be down below, as well as the demo. I highly recommend checking out that demo if you are even slightly interested in this kind of simulator, right? Frickin' I'm having a blast. Regardless, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, my name is Quad, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Later on, everybody. Later on.